you. Honorable Member for SANDU.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, I have just a few questions to ask. First, I also want to put my way to thank the Committee on Human Rights and Constitutional Matters, the effort that they have rendered. Yesterday, we all went home, but they stayed and worked for the nation. We thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable Speaker, all what we are discussing, think data is the most fundamental in making decisions for our people at this time. I believe Honorable Minister for Finance will tell us the data about the whole country since money is involved. The honorable member who has just spoken says the president has committed or authorized the finance minister to disburse 500 million, and we are also told again, World Bank through either they grant Gambia 10 million US dollars. And all this money, we have to compare this with the data that we have. How many households do you have in the Gambia compared to the money that has been disbursed or the grant that is coming to the country for the less privileged people? If you look at it in the other way around, those people in the provinces definitely there. Since the first proclamation, many of these people are definitely facing difficulties. So there are people who they cannot get anything for themselves. They depend on the weekly lumos. When they sell, they buy foodstuff for their family, but all those lumos are now banned. So what do we have for them? That's why to get that data before we can make decision is very, very important. But we can have the money. The money is intended for people, and those people, we don't know how many are there. So is the money enough or not enough? And that 500 million, I believe, is not only for the food stuff. There are others, because we have the plan, the work plan for the ministry, where almost 8.8 million is committed to other sectors. We have the coordination and others. So if the 500 million is going to be used to provide surveillance material, test material, take care of those people who are in isolation, and also the general population, is going to be a question if we don't know the number of households that we have, that we as a government wanted to assist and make sure that we avoid a situation where there will be no food scarcity in the country. Honorable Speaker, when you look at the data from World Health Organization, Gambia is among the countries who has registered least cases of this coronavirus. We registered 4 cases and 2 recovered, 1 death and 1 active case. So if we cannot contain only 1 active case, and then we want to bring a state of emergency for 90 days, then Honorable Speaker, I don't think definitely it's a reasonable time for us to go up to that. The committee made a recommendation that instead of 90 days, it can be, bring down to 45 days. Even at 45 days, let's remember, we have less privileged people. And you look at the situation in the country. If you go to the statistic, the number of people who are employed by government compared to those people who are skilled and semi-skilled, those skilled, semi-skilled, they use their skill to feed their family. But already, government has put ban on shops that are selling those materials, like plumbing shops, electronic shops, they are all closed. And those skilled and semi-skilled people, where can they get money to feed their family? We all know government at this point in time, we don't have that money to take care of everybody's need in terms of food. So we really need to look into that. And Honorable Speaker, so the 45 days definitely is something, but when you're deciding on something, you don't only look at the pro, you have to look at the pros and cons. You balance it on the left and right. You look at the positive and the negative. So we don't want to register many, also a new name. When I say a new name, because when you lose your life, you are given a new name, a new home, a new dress. So we don't want that to prevail in this country. The fact is, we also make sure that we put pressure on the government. We are trying to make sure that we contain the only 1 active case we have, so that we put on measures Last week I was in the provinces. I deliberately go to the border around Same Bridge, up to 1 o'clock. So you realize that still now the borders are not controlled. We have a lot of Senegalese trucks who are coming with basals. They applied from the Senegal, come through Same, enter Sandu, up to Basse. So, and again, we said we want to contain this one active case. So I think government definitely needs to do something to make sure that we put measures and bring down the number of days that we want to lock the country. So the situation definitely is serious. But also, people will never get angry until when they're hungry. When people are hungry, definitely they're angry. And we remember again, 90% of this country will be fasting in next 3 weeks. So to go to work, you are locked down, you need to get money, get food for the family, so that the family also can observe something that definitely we can't go without. The fasting, the month of Ramadan is just at the corner. So, Honorable Speaker, when you look at these regulations, I observe one thing there, especially the essential commodity. The ministry come with the regulations. But that regulation now, if you look at it, it's just causing a lot of harms. Because when you put a ceiling, even if a product is to be sold at $10, then every businessman or woman will rush to that ceiling. And when you definitely have to analyze this, those big people who are importing, if they are importing maybe a pig milk tin, and you give it to a retailer for $25, the retailer also maybe will transport it, will sell it $30. But already government said now you have to sell this at $25. So which means the opportunity is given to the capitalists than those people who are retailing. So I think that regulation needs to be revisited and make sure that those people who are retailing, because they are in direct contact with the consumers. Because I, for one, I can only buy one tin. Maybe some people who want to buy in a bulk can buy maybe 2 cartons. So I cannot buy 2 cartons. I can only buy one tin. But if you force somebody to sell at that price, then the retailer also stop, which means the consumers will not have anything to use. So also the emergency for regulation on these transportations. Therefore, yesterday, I was at Bundu Garage. Now, the world market, we know that price of fuel is going down, but in the Gambia, the reduction was only $1. It was 51 point something. Then I went to GNPC, it was 50 point something, just $1. And transport, again, you said half of the passengers. Now, the Set Plus are charging $700 from here to Basse. But the Gelegeles also are charging $500. So if you go to my area, instead of $300, they are now charging $500. So, again, just to decongest people. But nothing has been said about all the prisons in this country. Nothing has been said about the cells. People are locked. Then what is the essence now? We said we are trying to decongest the population, but our prisons are full of people. The inmates there, what plan does government has for them? So, Honorable Speaker, these are the questions that I want to ask the ministers. They're here, if they can provide us with answers before we make decision. Thank you.